My wife changed the locks while I was on a work trip. I found someone better, she texted from my couch. 4 days later, she lost everything. Something felt off during our last video call. Vivian was sitting in our living room, but the throw pillows were arranged differently. After 8 years of marriage, you notice these things. The coral pillow she always kept on her side was gone. When I mentioned it, she laughed it off, saying she needed a change. I was wrapping up a 2-week trip to Seattle. As days went by, her texts became shorter, calls more rushed. 3 days before my return during our call, I heard male laughter in the background. Just the TV, she claimed, but I'd installed our soundbar myself. This was definitely someone's voice. I landed Thursday at 2 p.m. No response to my just landed text. When my key wouldn't turn in the lock, it took a solid minute to register that the lock was new. Standing there with my suitcase, I felt oddly calm. That's when her text came. I found someone better. Don't bother trying to come in. I've moved on. She was typing this while watching me through our security camera from my couch. I took a deep breath and typed, "Are you sure about that?" Then walked away. No drama, no scene. I checked into a hotel and called my friend Damien. Within an hour, he'd pieced it together. Vivian had been seeing Ezekiel, a client from her firm. But here's the interesting part. Ezekiel had a history of dating married women in positions like Vivian's, always when they were on the cusp of major career moves. While Damien talked, I logged into our cloud storage. Vivian never changed the passwords. There were photos of them in our house dating back 3 weeks, but she'd missed something crucial in our cloud drive, a document from when I'd helped set up her investment portfolio. Vivian texted, "You're taking this better than I expected. Guess I was right about finding someone better." "Give me 4 days," I replied. "Then we'll see who found something better." That document? It was the agreement stating I didn't just help her invest. I provided most of the capital. In event of separation, certain investments would need immediate liquidation. But that wasn't the biggest issue. Vivian's sister Sophia called crying, "Ezekiel's done this before. 3 times. He targets women, uses their connections, then disappears." Sophia sent screenshots of conversations between them from 2 months ago. They weren't just planning their affair. They were discussing business opportunities using information I'd shared about my company's projects. I logged into our accounts. Large purchases disguised as household expenses, art, designer furniture, a new car, all hidden under miscellaneous transactions. She'd used our joint account for down payments, but main purchases came from her company expense account, where I was still listed as financial advisor. I texted, "Interesting chat with the board about those expense reports. The couch looks great. Original receipts would be helpful." Her panic was immediate. "What are you talking about?" Ezekiel's history with Carson and Mills was enlightening. 3 settlements in 2 years? "Hunter, we need to talk. After my meeting with the ethics committee tomorrow." The best part? When I helped Vivian land her position 5 years ago, I invested heavily under a holding company she never researched. She was so excited she barely read the paperwork. Next morning, I walked into the board meeting and placed my shareholder voting rights on the table. The chairman's face. "You're the silent partner for Morgan Holdings?" I own 12% of the company. Word reached Vivian that her silent partner was her soon-to-be ex-husband. The messages poured in. "How long have you owned shares? You're going to destroy everything I've worked for." "No," I replied. "You did that yourself." The board's decision was unanimous. Vivian was terminated, stock options voided, reputation destroyed. But the partnership agreement had another clause. Ethical violations triggered review of all personal assets acquired during the partnership. The house with my guaranteed loan, her car through my arranged lease, even her designer wardrobe bought with company funds I'd helped her access. By the time lawyers finished, Vivian was left with her personal savings and student loans I'd stopped paying. The merger went through. The real one, not the decoy Vivian and Ezekiel tried to exploit. Company value tripled overnight. Vivian watched from her parents' guest room. Her last text, "You planned this all along, didn't you?" I didn't respond. The designer couch sits in my office now, a $12,000 trophy of someone else's hubris. Sometimes the best revenge is letting them destroy themselves while thinking they're winning.